Good to see you back here at the LCS. Thank you for joining us for Game 3. Good to see you too, Kobe, of course. No surprises here, of course. Now, every team is bringing a new look into this year. Let's take a look at their starting rosters in this game. And on the blue side for this one is going to be Counter Logic Gaming. Darshan returning in the top lane. Moon stepping in the jungle. PowerOfEvil new in the mid lane. Stixxay in that bot lane alongside support Biofrost and their new head coach, Weldon.
And facing them on the red side, it will be OpTic Gaming. In the top lane, they have Allorim, jungle Dardoch, mid Crown, bottom Asta, support Gate, and coach Zabuteen.
Yeah, OpTic's offseason definitely had a lot of crazy shifts. The big one to point out very first is Crown in the mid lane, former world champion.
Yeah, that is a big one. We've said that a lot around here recently as world champions.
Couple of them here.
that have been added. But even more recently, they talked about the differences between, like Meteos and these multiple junglers that they've signed and even all of their academy team, right? So Dardoch is starting now over Meteos, which fans may be a little bit confused about, but they talked a little bit about it. Their academy, squad finding success.
Yeah.
They're figuring out what to do with their 10-man roster at the beginning of the season right now. And that is a huge part that multiple teams are actually doing.
Yeah, I slid into Twitter DMs and talked with Keaton, the OpTic League of Legends general manager, and asked him, hey, what are you doing, putting all these guys in? And he says, well, of course, first of all, Arrow's out with visa issues, so of course Asta has to play. And Asta and Gate have been playing together since before any of us were even scrimming, so that's like an easy duo. So we get them together, and at that point, he's like, look, the OpTic Academy teams just had more time to gel together, so we're going to put the rest of them in anyway. And he's like, look, I was honest with the team at the start of the season. We're going to use the Academy players as we see fit. I feel confident in these guys, and so it's basically 4/5 of OpTic Academy plus Crown, the intended starting mid laner, and that's kind of the version. So we will see what this version of OpTic will be like. Of course, they are testing their mettle up against Counter Logic Gaming. Their big offseason pickup is former OpTic mid laner, PowerOfEvil.
Yeah, once again, we have another mid laner switching teams, and first game of their season, playing their old team here.
Yeah.
PowerOfEvil versus Crown is a huge matchup because OpTic Gaming, of course, as you said, did get that world champion to replace PowerOfEvil. Now, while PowerOfEvil was on OpTic, a lot of the games are him hard carrying that team last year. And he even was memeing about it at points, on Twitter about carrying extremely heavy loads during the time. So we'll see, what he can do. Now he's got Weldon behind him. Weldon is a guy that a lot of people in the scene know or have heard of because he's been on a lot of championship teams.
Yeah. Whether you believe in the, I actually just blanked on the word of it, the more emotional coaching of it, I know there's a better phrase for it, sports psychology, all that. Whether you believe in it or not, he still has the resume to say, hey, he's been a successful org, whether he's helped them come to success. I think that's similar, or seems likely here at this point. So Weldon taking up the mantle. One big thing with North America, unless I have my facts wrong, you have a head coach and a strategic coach on stage with you. So you have someone else up there ready for picks and bans as well. You can see CLG with both staff members up there. So you still have kind of your cake and eating it too, where you've got a head coach and a strategic coach to make sure your picks and bans are good as well. Counter Logic Gaming, of course, bringing in Moon, who was the Academy jungler at the start of the season, played the first 3 games, went 2-1 with CLG Academy here up on the main stage as well, getting in some rotations with this one. The OpTic Gaming, most of the Academy squad, actually only 1-3 with the lineup, so have had some troubles in the Academy League, but we'll see if they can step up on stage here.
Yeah. Of course, CLG did retain their bottom lane as well. That's what most people are looking at. Biofrost and Stixxay. While the team didn't have that great success last year, those two were very good, so a lot of people looking for kind of the bottom triangle of the map to do a lot of work for CLG. Meanwhile, let's see how the Academy guys do for OpTic. Gate smiling almost always.
Yep.
Pretty much every time I've ever seen him. So very happy to see what they're going to pull out here. Cassiopeia, Aatrox banned out on their side. Definitely big solo lane power picks for the current meta. And Galio will join those two as well.
All right, well, waiting to see the last couple of bans to come through. Is CLG going to get rid of Dardoch Karthus? Dardoch has, in the Academy League, played mostly, you would call him carries. Kayn, Rengar, Kha'Zix coming in there. I think he started the season on Sejuani, then got, Koobs got yelled at on Twitter, the OpTic Academy coach, why is Dardoch not playing carries? Get him on those. And started popping off on bigger threats, so we'll see if he gets some of those. Kha'Zix actually is a fairly frequent pro jungler in the 2019 season, so I would like to see him on some of that. Moon, known for his Evelyn as well, so I'm very curious to see if we get Assassin vs. Assassin in there. Been a lot of tanks so far in the LCS. And the first pick, of course, will go to Darshan, and Akali gonna hit the Rift.
Akali's up, Urgot is available right now, Rakan is available. I mean, Biofrost Rakan is one of the best Rakans that I have seen. And I have seen a lot of League of Legends, Freak. So if that goes through this first phase, I would expect CLG to pick that one up for their bottom lane as well. I mean, this is pre 9.2 nerf, so Rakan's still very quick with those engages. You can combo the R with the W, make that super fast. They felt like they really wanted to get the Akali first, and if you've got a guy like PowerOfEvil, I'd say that's definitely worth it. It could go to Darshan, but I would expect them to give that one to PowerOfEvil and you know, put that amount of playmaking in his hands. OpTic do get pretty good combo for themselves.
Yep, good aggressive champions. Urgot, the most picked champion of the 2019 season so far in Pro. Dardoch on Camille is going to be pretty strong as well. We can still see the flex around. Camille top is not unheard of, but it seems unlikely. You called the Rakan. That's in there for CLG as well. So OpTic have some early game pressure, and Counter Logic Gaming going to lock in the Lovers duo down on this bottom side. Xayah and Rakan, the Vestians, going to do the best they can here with Stixxay and Biofrost, blind picking their matchup, taking on any comers OpTic brings out.
I think this is going pretty nicely for CLG, how they want the draft to go. They've been able to acquire power picks for kind of their 3 power players very early in this draft. Meanwhile, OpTic have some flexible picks for themselves. Lissandra, probably one of the most picked mid-laner right now, one of the most, if not the most, and can still be flexed to top lane as well around with this Urgot. So either of those two can take either lane. And plus, Crown, you think of him as kind of like the Malzahar guy, right? Lissandra is similar, has a lot of options, a lot of versatility, can play defensively, can do playmaking for the team as well. It kind of fits what you think of when you think of Crown.
We'll see what comes through on this one as we wait to see Gragas, Zac, and Gragas, the picks that Moon has brought out in the Academy League so far. And I think the squad also needs tanks, so I'm a little surprised the Kha'Zix ban. I feel like CLG is not going to play that scrappy of a game. I still feel like they need frontline and probably top and jungle to round out this composition, but we'll see. We'll see what comes through into this one. They're banning away Alistar and getting rid of some of Gates' options here as well. We've yet to see a marksman out of Asta as well. He played some Kai'Sa and Xayah himself, so we'll see if the marksman ban comes in.
They're thinking it's a top lane Akali right now with the Cinder ban, or at least guarding against it, because Lissandra can be bursted. I mean,
and it's a big PoE champion.
Yeah, it's one of the drawbacks of Lissandra. Like, oh, she's so defensive, but she can self-ult and stuff and heal. But if you get stunned and killed within the stun, and no chance for the ultimate.
Be scared. Let's see what comes through. Tom Kench also gone as well. Good defenders, of course. When you've got Akali running around, you want to get rid of the options that can defend your squishies against that champion. So here we go. The last few rounds of picks. OpTic choose 1, CLG picks 2, OpTic picks the last. Asta needs a bot laner. There's Kai'Sa. Played it once already in the Academy League. That's going to get locked in, I'm pretty sure. And they're going to find something defensive, maybe like a Braum for Gate. Keep him alive. No, goes over the Ezreal, something a little bit safer, and I do like that again with Akali in the mix. Something that can get away from that one and stay alive. Very limited competitive history on Asta. Had a little bit of competitive play last year in various minor leagues outside of the Academy itself, formerly known as Neo. Joined OpTic Academy this year and put in 2 games. Arrow actually played this week in Academy, so a very, very short resume here for Asta.
Yeah, before, what was it? Esports, I believe. Xerath locked in.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a smile.
Oh my goodness. Yes, we get to see some poke here. Xerath can put out a tremendous amount of damage. Of course, the weakness is you're picking this into a Camille and a Lissandra. Possible all-in champions that are going to try and lock you in place. So it's going to be about how can CLG defend this. They've already got a Rakan, so it's not a support Xerath. And that is a PoE Xerath here, and the Akali will indeed go into Darshan's hands. Very excited to see this one. Xerath versus Lissandra. He will be able to outrange. He's going to try and get that poke through. The minions push in the wave on her as well so that the Lissandra cannot roam.
Ooh. This is exciting. Forward motion for OpTic Gaming. You've got Camille, Lissandra, and Leona all leading the charge to find those dives, and you can cleanse one, but you can't cleanse them all, not even the Camille ult either. So PoE could be under a lot of threat. We'll see if he has enough defense for the rest of the squad, but those tanks are not defensive ones. Rakan's gonna have a hard time peeling.
Yeah, and if Xerath opens up with the ultimate, trying long-range barrage people, then Leona can throw down her own right on top of his head and put a stop to that pretty quickly. Very long range on that one as well.
Okay, last 20 seconds of pick and ban. There's going to be no more trades. These are where the champions are going. Lissandra in mid, Urgot top versus Akali. We'll see what it looks like, but this looks really fun. I'm excited for both these compositions to do battle. I'm excited for Xerath to make his LCS debut for the year. I'm excited to watch PowerOfEvil and Crown at work. Both these players are truly excellent. It'll be fun to watch them do battle. So the coaches come out. We get the handshakes. 2-on-1.
CLG with the coaching advantage for sure.
Right?
Extra strategic coach. Zabutin is all in one.
Yeah, he's got it all. Complete
up.
package.
All right, ready to get on the field for our third game of the day, Freak. CLG and OpTic making some of the later changes to their roster.
Yeah.
Even though Wiggly, who was technically their starting jungler, who was very recently added as their starting jungler, right? Also coming from Academy League. We'll see Moon, another face, once again, back on the similar stage.
Yep, Counterlogic Gaming had said in the offseason they wanted to try all 10 players, get them the stage experience, maybe even compare how they do on stage to scrims, figure out their best 5 players moving into the late season. And Moon played the first 3 games on Academy, went 2-1, now getting some stage time again. He's been around the LCS a fair bit, was clamoring at the bit to find his next chance into the main stage. He's got that opportunity now with CLG. And it would be a great start to take down Dardoch, a contemporary of his. Keep in mind, Moon and Dardoch came up at about the same time. And Dardoch, I feel like, found a lot more success. He continued to find starting spots on teams throughout the LCS. Moon had taken about a year in Academy. Thought he was deserving of a starting spot, but no one would give him the opportunity. Now he has it again with CLG. And we'll see if he can keep that under control for himself. Now, as we do get ourselves into the game, OpTic caught up with OpTic's coach Zabutin earlier in the day.
Thanks, guys. I did catch up with Zabutin earlier in the day about this surprise roster switch and seeing a lot of Academy players coming in. He told me that Arrow still has to wait for his visa before he's able to play, so that's why they decided to put in Asta today. But because they only had 1 week of practice and they really wanted to set him up for success, they decided to pair him with Gate, the Academy support, so that they have the best synergy. And then it was just a domino effect from there. Gate had the best synergy with Dardoch, so they decided to put him in too. And you know what? Why not throw in Allorim while you're at it? But the one thing that he did want to stress is that this isn't just a team of 5 rookies. These are all experienced players, and you need to treat them as such. Back to you.
Well, thank you very much, Avali. Yeah, so far everyone we've talked to has kind of said the same sort of things, that it's somewhat of a domino effect, and that, these are mostly, aside from Asta, experienced players, where they've been on the stage before, they've won games before, and they're ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, Crown, extremely experienced.
Oh, yeah.
Played on the biggest of stages as well. He's
Worlds.
the one member from the original announced starting roster that's still in there. So
Yep.
they didn't put the entire Academy League team in. We are just changing out a quick monitor here, though, so it won't be very long.
Yep.
And the opening start to this. Now, we're talking about the junglers initially because we were focusing on Moon as well as Dardoch, who are both guys that just came in here. And Moon on the Sejuani does have some decent synergy with Darshan in the top lane, who has taken Ignite on Akali. It was something I want to point out here.
Ignite TP, no flash.
Yeah, it's definitely more risky. Akali does have a lot of escape moves already in the kit. So sometimes, you could feel obligated to add some extra damage there for the all-ins with her, because she can snowball super effectively as an assassin as soon as you get your level 6. Even in a champion, against a champion like Urgot, it is definitely possible. And they can stack up the stuns for Sejuani very quickly. However, Dardoch here is on Camille. And once again, red buff level 2, you get priority.
Yeah, you win almost all those duels. Sejuani can fight okay, but most of her damage is in rank ups here. ETA about 1.5 minutes, by the way, till we're back into the game. So pretty soon here. And Darshan, on your screen, I'm seeing capital and lowercase r's in all chat. So both OpTic and CLG saying they're ready. And we might get our unpause very soon here in this. And it'll be an exciting one to watch for, to see who can come out ahead. Darshan on the Akali is going to be exciting. This guy had been a really hyped top laner for a while. I feel like the last year or two has been a little bit weaker for him. But here's a game where he's on a highly sought after assassin in the Akali, and he can set himself back up to be that sort of household name he was before.
Well, he is taking the risk here. No flash, going for the extra damage. And Ignite definitely, especially late game, can take out a lot of a squishy member's health.
Yeah.
You use that even on junglers. This is pre-Ignite nerf as well, so a lot of times if a jungler goes up and ganks there at a poor moment, you can just immediately turn on the jungler, try and focus them down, Ignite, and come out with a 1-for-1 or even a 1-for-0 at times, especially if you have something like Triumph.
Well, let's see what comes through onto this. He's also running Fleet Footwork for the healing, right? Keeping himself alive throughout all this, the Resolve secondary for the regen, and let's see what comes out. CLG looks like they're going to be playing for the lane in the bottom lane. It's going to be Akali leashing for Sejuani, and we got this Urgot leashing for Camille. Biofrost going to get face checked by Gate. Not going to do too much here. Just has the coin, so doesn't even need to spam Q.
Stixxay on the lethal tempo. Xayah very potent level 1 as Biofrost able to give him the shield.
Look at that. There's just no defense to be had. Of course, Gate didn't land the E, so just walks up, lands the autos, gets shields from Biofrost. That is a great start already. CLG, their bot lane was the strength last year, and they're already starting this way again.
Welcome to the LCS, Asta. Lethal Temple Xayah takes that trade, and he unloads almost 3/4 of the health bar there. That is going to be a lot of ground to make up. Meanwhile, top side, Camille did go red into Krugs, and Dardoch trying to take top scuttle, securing some extra vision here for Allorim on the Urgot. If left to his own devices, Urgot, very good laning, doesn't want any sort of intervention from this Sejuani. That's where it could get dicey and the Akali could start snowballing.
Yeah, you got to be careful about this Camille. Things can get dicey really easily. And let's see what comes through. The bot lane is still being pushed in. We've seen Sven have to do his best with a weak lane and just sat in a turret and farmed and then came out to win. Asta, sure, a bad start to the laning phase, but can certainly come back later on. We'll see as this plays out. The shove coming through, not very much CS lost by Stixxay. Red buff being taken now by Moon, seems pretty safe here. And both scuttles will go over to Dardoch without much issue, and the rest of his jungle ready to be taken soon enough. CLG's duo coming over, but Dardoch has smite. There's no way he loses this.
Yeah, I do like when the pushing bottom lane will head up for scuttle control to try and defend it, but Dardoch had moved the scuttle all the way up to the top side, plus had smite if necessary, if he really had to use it to secure. So able to get both of them there with the Camille. That is usually the goal because she's not that great at clearing her own camps. Definitely likes to take advantage as well as getting extra vision. Now, Leona always poses a great setup for a Camille as well. That's why you can see the CLG bottom lane backing way off here. They know Camille is bottom side, or at least was 30 seconds ago, and Gate is level 3 on the Leona, so you have to be extremely respectful.
That is threatening towards a Xayah without any really innate escapes until level 6. OpTic running Min Dematerializer on 3 different players. Each lane has one, so they, throughout the mid game, should have pretty good push priority. CLG actually with 0 to their own side, have to deal with all their own spells to do this. This could matter in the mid game. Maybe as Drake spawns up, you get maybe a good lane push and suddenly an objective goes their way. Cloud Drake is going to be the first to spawn in this one. Move speed could be nice. Moon just farming, getting the first recall, gets the blue smite. And Dardoch got boots on top of that recall, so slightly better power spike for the Camille as well.
Crown here on the Lissandra, pushing PowerOfEvil in early. He's got the CS lead, is able to get the roam off. Now, of course, he has teleport, so you have to use a summoner spell for this. And your Lissandra strategy is much like the old one, where trying to use a lot of resources early, push everything super hard, use your first teleport back to base. And it does open up things like this where you've got your CS lead and you get a little bit of push, but you're going to have to utilize that tempo with your jungler. And that's why Dardoch here trying to defend these wards. But Moon and PowerOfEvil are able to take out the control ward.
Yep. It loses a few seconds for PoE. He's waiting around on the side. Minion will get the XP, but no gold. Not that big of a deal. It's worth the payment of getting rid of that control ward. We're going to keep defending this top side of the map and waiting for Dardoch to come around. Spots him. Blast code knocks him over the wall. He says, get off my top laner. Darshan is allowed to farm. Darshan right now equal in CS.
Jungler handshake there on the cone. We have a bit of a sticky situation for Asta.
Flashing forward, but Ignite's not going to come down. It's actually a heal plus cleanse for Biofrost and Stixxay, so they actually can't play that aggressively. They know about all those CC out there, so it's going to be Ezreal jumping back.
All right. Well, Ezreal does have teleport, so Asta as well is going to be teleporting back to lane. Triple dematerializer lanes, triple teleport lanes for this OpTic squad. Even though CLG, trying to push around early, they do have a slight CS lead for OpTic.
Just overshoots at Dardoch, but this is still some decent damage he can deal. Finds the aftershock, has a flash away, still gonna be stumping now on the bot lane. Wow, the kill comes through with the roam coming down for Crown. Now a snipe on the top side. This could be really good for CLG. They find another stun. They're gonna get the flash Q. Moon getting a second in this game. CLG ahead 2-1.
Ooh, I don't think PowerOfEvil actually needed to come in and flash for that, and Xerath without flash might be a target. In the end, it's 2 kills for CLG. But OpTic on the bottom side were able to make the first move. Crown didn't ult, actually, though he did use his own flash. So PowerOfEvil, I think he'll have it communicated to him that there is no ultimate here on Crown either. He's trying to get some mana back. Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's take another look at how the bottom one happened. Yeah, the Xayah pre-level 6, right at the moment where Crown was roaming down through the river, no vision. Stixxay moved up, the recall was going off. There was a great little collapse there from OpTic to jump on the opportunity. One more stack they wanted to get. They do get it. Stun lands. Ignite was down. That set up PowerOfEvil. They've got another stun here. They finished it off.
Yeah. Urgot had flash, like maybe they're afraid he gets away.
Fair enough.
They get it.
Regardless, now there are a lot of flashes blown. Asta, Crown, Dardoch, all on the side of OpTic. Moon, PowerOfEvil, and Stixxay here for CLG, and Darshan never even had one. So there's a lot of opportunities for these junglers to actually try and make some plays.
See if it does come through. It's a heavy CC team. The cleanses are still up though, so those stuns can be nullified the first time around, and depends on how frequent these opportunities are. You burn cleanse the first one, maybe flashes back to the next. And wait to see. Level 6 is coming in very soon for this OpTic duo. You can see Asta just right about there. A couple more minutes that'll come over. And Gate could target Stixxay with this one. There's 6 for the Ezreal, not yet for Leona.
All right, CLG trying to push up a little bit. They've got one ward into the river, plus a defensive control ward at their tri-brush. They know that OpTic definitely looking to make more moves down here. Once Leona hits level 6, you can just rinse and repeat, and it's actually quite easy as well, even though Xayah does get her own ultimate. Actually, he didn't use his cleanse last time either, because he knew it was dead. Okay, so Stixxay will have cleanse and ultimate now available.
The Moon's right behind him, so no fight to be had. Both junglers there. And it's going to be a standstill as we keep going back for the wave clear. Bot lane CS going to be identical, 72 apiece, as both minion waves are cleared away. Mid lane within 3, top lane identical also. It's just a farm lead for Dardoch. And of course, those fights we saw earlier. 400 gold puts OpTic ahead, and that is the jungle farm for a lot of it, honestly.
Look at this duo here from Biofrost and Moon moving together to try and do some vision control. They're able to get one of those control wards down, and they had the priority over Dardoch because Stixxay, happy to play safe at the bottom turret while it's pushing towards him, allows Biofrost to roam with the jungler, get some of the classic river vision. Meanwhile, blue buff handed off, and it's just going to be recalls for most people, actually. Trying to get the first little pieces of items in their inventory.
Yeah, little pieces back and forth, waiting for the next big play, and it looks like OpTic is mostly going to wait for those flashes to come back. They are missing 3 themselves, so not playing it too terribly aggressively, and slowly but surely these things come back in. Darshan still looking solid topside, gets the most recent wave pushed in. Going towards that Gunblade with Ninja Tabby already down as well. It should be pretty safe against the Urgot. Biofrost waiting to see what happens this bottom lane.
Yep. Teleport's also available for both top laners. And since OpTic have 2 extras available for them, Crowns is coming up pretty soon, so there is a possibility for them to make a play.
Down, they gotta find the ult. It's gonna force the flash out. Walks so far forward only to lose his flash.
Gonna be pretty dangerous. Once again, bottom side. Stixxay's flash actually will come up pretty soon here. And Biofrost is Rakan, so fairly slippery, but that is definitely gonna be another opening. Looks like it's going to be pretty even here, and it's all going to depend on which lane the junglers are going to go to. Barring a double teleport, I think it's going to be up to them to create the action.
Okay, wait to see what happens as that bot lane does recall away, and it's CLG, I think, grouping towards at least river control, if not the Drake itself. Just dropping down the wards, but no push towards that Cloud Drake. Dardoch nearby. Biofrost making sure the wards look okay. Now PoE is coming down, but only for a second. CLG do nothing with those pushes in those lanes. And they will go back to equilibrium as once again the bot lane farm gets traded back and forth. Gate looking forward.
Yeah, he's got breath
Biofrost
control.
has to use the E to get away, but that's pretty far. Pretty safe so far.
All right, mid lane as well. It looks pretty even as far as the current push. You know, there is a push here for PowerOfEvil as the jungler just moves up, but Crown's at the point here with Lissandra. You can clear it out very quickly with 2 Qs. So it is more about the roams with these supports. Taking that Scuttle Crab vision for OpTic. Well, Darshan on top side, trying to farm up, as you said, looking for his Gunblade fairly early on. Did get 2 assists in the little skirmish down there.
And he's farming nicely, so feels like these lanes are pretty decent for CLG. I am curious what the team fights will look like later on, as they've got kind of a mix of raw team fighting with the entire bot lane plus Sejuani, but Xerath is there randomly as poke, and Akali is there randomly as playmaking. Not all kind of the same objectives, so we'll see what it looks like. OpTic's more sort of standard and well-rounded. Could be good, could be bad.
Definitely a lot of firepower here, ready to go. I mean, Dardoch on the Camille, out-farming moves Sejuani. He's also completely ready to pull off one of these double ult combos. It looks like now that they've got Leona on the top side of the map, maybe they'll be able to pull the trigger. All summoners have come back up for everybody around this area, though. Gate looking for PowerOfEvil. Who's hiding behind the turret?
He's okay.
Not going to give him away.
Not going to land a slow. There's the flash forward, but the charm gets Biofrost to safety.
So good right there from Bio. Does get out. Dardoch flashing for it, but not going to be able to find that. We're trying to punish Biofrost for blowing his flash early. Still is able to get out. Again, Rakan so slippery. And we have this game slowing down a little bit more. Crown walking across a ward.
Looking for top side. They can wait out Darshan, who's flashless. He's got the E in both R's to get away, but that's only so much distance. Sadly, for OpTic, there was a ward in Tribrush, and Darshan plays far enough back. There's nothing to be had. So on and on, Akali gets farm. Feels safe.
Interesting story for these two teams, too, because if you remember back to last year, both of them not doing quite how they wanted to finish.
Both missed playoffs, both splits.
Yep. Very close there for a couple of moments, though, throughout the split, right? So it really felt like they missed out, and they want to start this split off on the right foot. So we're seeing a little bit more cautious play. OpTic are going to move in for the Cloud Drake at the same time as Rift Herald is used by CLG. So they're going for opposite objectives here. First turret bonus gold versus the Cloud Drake movement speed bonus. Now, that Rift Herald does get a lot of plates.
Yeah.
And that turret is very low, ripe for the taking, but not able to quite finish off for the first turret bonus gold yet.
Yeah, and the plates fall off right now, so just almost that last 160 for plate number 4. Either way, it's still some pretty good money, and that's Akali looking at individual gold, up 700 over the Urgot.
Okay. Darshan, level 11 now as well. Teleports again are ready for these guys, but I would think that they would want to send a little bit more pressure, try and knock down that turret first before they start sending him around.
Yeah.
A lot of defensive vision here for OpTic, set up through the river. Seems more like they're not willing to go for one of these super aggressive dives, and they'd rather catch somebody in transition. You know, they've got the Lissandra, Leona, and Camille all very much well-positioned to try and take advantage of somebody running through the river. But CLG are sticking to their buddy system. 2 at a time. Everybody hold hands. Take someone with you if you're looking to clear out wards, because the engagement will come very quick and very fast.
Yeah, really threatening composition on the other side right here. So CLG just going to be a little bit safe. Gold back to Tide, some wave from the bottom lane. Stixxay feels pretty safe with his ultimate and his cleanse to battle the 1v2 against the Leona. They knew that Biofrost nowhere to be seen. They had wards to spot that he wasn't here yet. But they knew the ult was going to get him away, so they didn't bother trying. Still a very close game here. Now keep in mind, first turret gold is much less than it was previous season. Only a 150 bonus. So you don't see teams quite as desperate to make that cross-map play to get first turret. It's worth less than a plate itself. So no longer really a crucial objective, and you have even the sort of early mid-game a bit slowed down. You make some plays for plates, that's good enough. Darshan gonna get some damage towards Allorim again, as Allorim can't quite get a lot of damage. Nice. Plays back and forth, gets some meaningful damage down.
Yep, cannon minion taked up as well. He's got so much sustain now too. Once you hit that point with your Gunblade,
Yeah.
Your 5-point strike, should be able to keep himself topped off after these trades. Bottom side though might be the move, Dardoch shadowing.
Could be a 3v2 if CLG goes too aggressive, or if OpTic can find that opening. They're gonna kill a ward. Minions are gone, now Dardoch shows himself, but here comes the rest of CLG. This could be a 4 versus 3. Gate gonna go in and maybe sacrifice himself. He'll try to walk away, but he'll be knocked up, he'll be stunned, and he will certainly fall. CLG, the roam works. And now finding a little bit of damage on the backside. Bit of damage towards Asta, a little bit towards Dardoch as well. Either way, 1 for 0, and CLG feeling good.
CLG rewarded for their consistent river vision control. The buddy system over and over paying off there as they litter it with wards, and they finally are able to make it turn into some gold for themselves as they do get that kill. PowerOfEvil and Moon heading right down there. They catch him at the perfect moment.
Yeah.
And Leona, no escape there for Gate, so he just opts to fight his way in.
Allorim takes a big fight in the top lane, takes a Spellbook Ignite, and gets a lot of damage on towards Darshan, who now has to try to regen back. They both created ults out, though, so Darshan now a bit injured with less escapes.
Yeah, clearing out the ward here. Ezreal can easily slip over the wall, but Gate, not a lot of options for him. He opts to save his flash as well, accepting that there are 4 members of CLG down there. And it's just going to be the one death.
Darshan back to pretty healthy, manages to weather that storm, and yeah, if he's not getting all in by more than one person, looks like Darshan can stay up here pretty much forever. Power of an energy champion with Spell Vamp on top of it. Gate running around a little bit nearby, but still walking through wards in this trip, so just turns away, doesn't want to get caught out. He's got no teammates nearby. Mid lane clears back and forth. It is Crown with a pretty big CS lead, though. He's done a better job of getting all that farm. 202 is a really high mark. Lissandra not always a huge damage carry, but certainly can do some big work here. 500 gold bounty because of all that farm.
Yeah, definitely a good possible playmaker for the team.
Yeah.
They have a lot of follow-up CC as well. Plenty of damage that can come through. Right now, Asta, 1v3, should be playing safely until his team gets here.
Gate walks by through his field of wards, and Asta once again can stay safe under the start, but this is a very low health structure here. One more solid push, and CLG could claim the 650 total for an outer turret with the first blood bonus on it. Certainly a slower early game structure-wise. 4 kills in, second Cloud Drake spawns. OpTic got the first.
All right, OpTic trying to start up the dragon here. If the teleports do come through, that tower on top side probably going to fall. They leash it. Is Gate going to back off? Darshan's trying to finish it off quickly, so he gets local gold as well.
He's going to recall. Does have TP, so does Allorim up there. And here comes a play across the wall. They're going to go for the big knock with the backside. They find a little bit of CC, looking for PowerOfEvil. Nowhere to go, and sure enough, Xerath falls. TP's going to come in. They might get this one under the Akali as well. Moon forced away, and now Darshan has to run. Gets invisible, looks for a bit of damage towards his Urgot. 5v4 on the map. OpTic have a lot of control here.
Yep, definitely bold picking that into the Camille and Lissandra that were already showing. And then once OpTic saw that Xerath was locked in there, added the Leona on top of it. You can tell game plan here. Focus him down, and they were able to catch him within the Hextech ultimatum. So
yeah,
after that kill, let's see where the waves stand. It doesn't look like much pressure, being exerted afterwards. So while it is some gold over to OpTic, this doesn't, to me, move the needle a lot. And it was a lot used. So I actually am looking more forward to the next fight with a lot more of these summoner spells down. Drake started up, and it looks like CLG going to have to give this up as they've rotated most people to the top side. And there was a ping on Baron, but it's probably just for vision.
Yeah, so far just for vision. The cooldowns of OpTic's ultimates, of course, much faster than both of PowerOfEvil summoner spells, so a re-engage could look very good. A tower dive on helpless Xerath could be nice. They've got even more speed to make those pushes happen. CLG's first turret is only worth 100 more gold than the first blood that OpTic gained. Actually, that wasn't even first blood, sorry. That was a while ago. For some reason, I can't think about score lines. But either way, a fairly similar trade. And with the Cloud Drake, I take OpTic's side for it anyway, just in pure intrinsic value. outer falls as well, so OpTic feeling pretty good about this one, 800 gold ahead.
All right, the map's starting to open up as well, so we can see some deeper wards being placed where they want to try and create these plays. Top side here, CLG's got a lot of them set up around Baron. Recalling the duo at the moment, as I believe we're going to have completed rapid fire. Yep, there we go for Stixxay. So 2 items fight coming in here for the Xayah.
Yeah.
They may be a little bit more willing because even Darshan, just the Hextech Ultimatum, you get the flat spell friend from your Oblivion Orb, feels a lot better as well in trying to take down those squishies. Backline members who haven't built any magic resist, definitely effective.
Here's that featured matchup checking in at the 20-minute mark. Crown has gotten a lot of farm and gotten to a lot of places. Got that first blood gank down to the bottom lane, and despite the fact that PowerOfEvil got up to the top side to pick up 2 himself, Crown has had, I would say, a bit more impact so far in this one, and may continue to do so as he's having a pretty good game. Former world champion joining OpTic, and could be leading them to a bit more victory than their previous mid lane focused incarnation with PoE himself. We'll see. So far, so good. A small lead against Counterlogic Gaming now. Looking for a play against Darshan, rooting in place, taking him some damage. Darshan's going to jump backwards and will not get ulted, so he's going to stay safe. Burns the ult to get away.
I think currently there are more OpTic players from last season playing on CLG than on OpTic, actually, because they switched out so much of their roster. Stixxay!
Yeah. Ooh, that's not a good spot for him to be in. Gonna jump up to buy a few more seconds, but over the wall is not gonna be enough. He was already chained. And the Fear Beyond Death grabs the kill. Stixxay losing his flash for nothing.
Nice ulti there from Allorim, able to get the attachment onto Stixxay, pulls him back in. That is the Xayah ultimate, that is the Xayah flash, and the Xayah life all down here. So OpTic get to turn it up, add that pressure. Bottom side, they're trying to get some turret damage. Jungle here, they're filling up the control wards throughout this transitional path. So anyone trying to head down to the bottom lane to go defend, they're looking to pick off, but CLG not risking it.
Good damage here, looking for the big play underneath the turret, gonna burn him with the stun as well. Lots of chain CC, and Darshan is still going to fall. The re-engage, though, Ignite is on the Crown. They find one last shot, but he will survive through the burn. True Ice lasts longer.
He dodged one critical ultimate there from the Xerath, dodging back towards CLG territory, and that is the difference between life and death. With the old OpTic mid laner trying to kill the new one. Stixxay, though, walked into a Urgot inside this brush. Allorim, great use to use the flip sideways instead of giving him extra space. And he's able to land the ultimate, going him back in. Really nice work there.
As always, hashtag LCS big plays if you see cool plays you want to see featured later on in the show. And landing the ult early for Allorim was really nice. That meant there was no way out, even post-flash for Stixxay. So good pickups there. OpTic getting farther and farther ahead, 2,500 up now. With the Drake control, with everything else, they are looking really good now.
All right, red buff over to Asta.
Yeah.
And this is going to be some annoying poke for them to try and deal with. I feel like OpTic now looking to be the playmakers. Dardoch's ultimate comes back up, and that will probably be the signal. Asta, though, is the target. See if Moon and Biofrost can combine for a little play. They've got 4 CLG members around mid. Nope, gonna abort mission here.
Scouting ultimate.
Nice.
Yeah, so much vision. Let's hear it for vision. Vision control, it's exciting. None of you ward, I get it. That's fine. Sounds like solo queue.
3 members, mid lane for OpTic, trying to get the 1-3-1 going. And their double teleport's about to come back up. Allorim should be able to claim the turret on top side by himself. And Crown looks like he's going to finish up his purchase here. Zhonya's maybe? Does he have enough? If so, that is going to be a big team fight.
Not enough on list yet, no. Has the active for it.
All right, can't finish it, but he's got a stopwatch anyway,
Yeah.
so works for the
Zhonya's.
next team fight.
He's got 10 CDR on the active, so you're basically there. Just can't run out the rest of the stats for about 500 more gold. Either way, it's still looking solid. OpTic getting more and more of this map under their thumb. 3,000 now the lead, and Darshan has ceased to find ways to get farm. He was ahead in lane for a lot of the early game, but now starting to fall a little bit behind. Another Drake being started up here. The Summoner Teleport even being used to make sure that Asta's on the map and ready to go if it needs to happen. Ocean Drake means they can stay full health for even more of these sort of extended sieges in case PoE does land some shots. This will help against the Xerath quite a bit. Protovolt last bit of burst, and that goes over as well. OpTic 3-0 on Drakes to go with their 3,000 gold lead.
OpTic being rewarded for their faith in their academy team in this game. This is actually so big for the OpTic organization here. Subbing all these guys in, they really value the team play. As you said, talking to the coach, once you're subbing in a couple academy members, the dominoes start to fall, and so they've put all of these guys in here, giving them a chance, and so far it's paying off. CLG are trying to make a move on mid lane, and they get some damage on the turret, but exchange of ultimates.
Yeah, ult for ult's probably okay. Good sort of nerves held by everyone else. Not too much loss, but Crown getting a lot of headway in the side lane. You can see how low that turret is getting. And as the Shroud comes down, does Darshan go for more of a fight? Aftershock's on cooldown. He can do a lot of damage here. When's the Zonia's coming out? When's the self-ult? Jumps over a lot of walls, still being tagged. And this is what the comp is for. Darshan needs a single Q. He's got to wait for the energy, and he gets the shutdown with assistance from PowerOfEvil. But now it's OpTic rushing towards the Baron. Can CLG get in time? And they will, so OpTic have to turn tail and run. Instead, they go for more of a fight. Dardoch doesn't go for the ult, does get slowed, will get queued up. Go for the flash play, but keep in mind, it is a 5v4. A stun comes in for Moon. The ult goes wide for Allorim. PoE goes down, but it re-engages here. They should trade back on a Dardoch. He pops the stopwatch. They gotta block the E. Can they do it? They will kill him off. Extended 2-for-1 to CLG.
Oh my goodness. Our Dardoch goes aggressive here after being right in the middle, and they do trade 1-for-1. Teleport does come down. He fights his way out of it. PowerOfEvil also flashing there, I believe. So that is important. If you can have a flash with Xerath, then that opens up a target for themselves. CLG, though, happy to get some movement on the map. Darshan gets down to the bottom side, gets the turret kill for themselves, and they get a little bit of gold back.
And I'm starting to see what this CLG comp is about. As this TP comes to the bottom side, we'll have to wait and see, as Darshan is going to be in a 1v2, and this one's going to be hard. He does not have flash or any summoners, no ultimate, going to be rooted up in place. Where do you even go? Fear Beyond Death guarantees it, a kill in the side lane. But the thing CLG was trying, it feels like, is PoE's playing Xerath like a Twisted Fate. When there's a side lane play to be had, he sieges up and helps Darshan get that kill. We saw it against Crown earlier. If that can keep happening, then CLG can look good. But if OpTic can push the tempo and keep those side plays from going well, I think their team fight is a lot better.
All right, 4 members grouped up around mid lane with the Urgot still split pushing on bottom. Teleport available for Allorim. You can finish off the turret. No reason to rush anything here for OpTic. They have full advantage.
The turret falling. OpTic 3-2 in turrets. 3-0 in Drakes, and 3,500 gold ahead. By all metrics, OpTic are looking really, really good. Great farm metrics across the board. Every single lane and role has more CS. And that mid turret taking even more damage. Look at the next play. Siege won't continue. Wave cleared away by PowerOfEvil and co. Just feels like CLG's playbook is very limited here. As a bit more damage comes out from Asta. No damage either side.
I feel like the options here, I mean, you do have a Sejuani and a Rakan combo for Counter Logic Gaming.
Yeah.
So, if they are able, you can see the controllers they have right now. They're trying to create this circle around mid lane, but they haven't been able to, there's still some wards that have been snuck in here by OpTic. So if they can get an actual area of Fog of War to try and, full play off from, a Sejuani and Rakan should be able to catch, most of these members from OpTic. And maybe that's where they look to get a kill and try and change something.
And I think they're waiting for 500 more gold on Stixxay. That's what he needs to finish Infinity Edge. And I think that is when you start turning the corner as far as your team fight from the bottom lane. Of course, Ezreal, that build path is super smooth. As soon as you have Sheen, you're kind of online and it gets better from there. Stixxay kind of waiting for that big power spike. That will, I think, be a big difference for them. It'll come online if he farms well about the same time the Ocean Drake spawns.
Yeah. Meanwhile, PowerOfEvil in the mid lane, facing a lot of the Xerath problems that everybody knows and loves. The very low mobility mage in the mid lane. Now he's got no flash, and he's facing a team that is super hard engaged, and they're constantly looking for him. Pretty easy target to be able to land all this crowd control upon. So he's got to be very careful with his positioning. He does have his cleanse ready.
Okay. in the fog. Bit of damage on Crown, but no stun. He's charging the Q. They get damage on the gate, though.
Here it is.
2 stuns come onto the tank, and they will one-shot that poor champion. Leona is down, and CLG found that Fog of War play.
Yep, there you go. The Sejuani and the Rakan, both ultimates used. Lots of CC there to lock them in place. PowerOfEvil fires off the Xerath ultimate, and that is a clean kill on the support, getting some gold back for themselves. And more importantly, when you kill off the support, now they have some time to actually try and widen that vision pool for them to work with. Right now, they're just struggling for any defensive posture they can try and get. Meanwhile, OpTic just returned. They'll pick up a dragon in the meantime. It's not the biggest of effects. It's just another Ocean Drake for themselves, but they do deny it from CLG.
But it being kind of like gaming, the team that actually got the most recent kill, it is still going to be picked up pretty cleanly. The fight over the red buff goes to Moon. Nice smite there. Always worth mentioning when a jungler wins a smite fight, it's something to watch out when Baron is on the table. Elder Dragon is next to spawn, and my gosh, will it be huge for OpTic. They've already got 4 elemental drakes. This could be pretty crazy. Kind of Logic Gaming. I've never gotten to that part of the map control. Baron maybe the battle they'd be more willing to fight over. It's a bit more equal for whoever can get the smite.
All right, bottom side, Dardoch now under fire. Darshan uses Ignite.
Ooh, but he's getting sniped and he's got no way out. It won't matter. Darshan finds the kill, and yet again, bit of help from across the map by Xerath.
CLG with a 5v4 power play now. They finally have some agency in this game. They're running straight up mid lane, 1 turret down. They've got Demolish on number 2. Moon goes wide.
Aims wide with the stun. They will still get mid lane tier 2. And they're going to get that one down. 5v4 in the map, and OpTic probably not willing to go for the fight, but they are pulling Crown over. They're going to get some damage to the Moon. Jumps the wall. There's the flash engage. Good cleanse. Asta's going to stay alive. Back goes the team. Crown going in for the play. He's going to go for the root. They're going to find that first kill. Moon jumps over the wall. Ezreal on the chase. He's got one for himself, but now back towards Crown. Pops the Zonias. Does not have an ultimate. Does not have an escape route, but he does. They can't get the last shot. Ease over the wall. Gets to safety. Asta still in the front lane with red buff on. Looking for a snipe. Gets some damage at Stixxay. Shot back. And it will be a pretty close fight right here. OpTic able to answer back on the Moon.
Oof, in the end there, they are able to finish off the Sejuani after that escape. Very nice use of his stopwatch there into the flash afterwards to delay it, but in the end, Asta still able to get over, find the kill, and this is a 1,000 gold bounty on the guy who's only played a couple of Academy games.
Yep.
Definitely stepping up huge here after being subbed in his first LCS game ever.
And filling in for a former MVP in Arrow. One of the only returning members of OpTic from the previous season, and Arrow can't even make it here, so it had to be Asta, and he has stepped up really nicely. Highest farm in the game, and the kill leader on the team. So far, he's absolutely massive, and maybe one of the most unlikely forces here in this game, as the snipes continue. Not hitting him very much yet. Finally takes a couple of shots. Down to 500. Watch out for what Darshan could do, but he's stuck in front, and Crown will knock him down. A kill picked up. The Ezreal staying alive. Stuns on the backline. This could be huge as OpTic pushes forward to get the rest of CLG to run away.
Oh yeah, they chunked out Asta really low there with PowerOfEvil's ultimate, taking him out of the fight. Basically, he's going for a recall right now. He didn't die, but
he's got double Ocean Infernal, or Flyer plus red buff. He can stay healthy forever, but he
also
back in. They're going to go for the dive here. 5v4 looking for the play in the backline. Gate is low. They're going to find that first stun. They will get the suppression and the kill. Fear Beyond Death will claim one as Stixxay runs away. A snipe! He says, "Hasta la vista, baby!" A double kill under the turret. Can't quite get the third.
That's going to be Baron, though. OpTic Gaming sweep house here. 4 kills, Baron buff, and that is going to be some turbo for the rest of the game.
Oh, they are in such control now. 5,000 is going to become 6.5. A 35-minute Baron. OpTic Gaming fans are going to feel good about the Academy-heavy roster coming in. They are sizably ahead of Logic Gaming.
How long were you holding on to that one? Was it just since the last time I said Asta? Okay. Well played then, sir. Dardoch goes in. Ultimate from Camille starting most of these plays off. Crown follows up very nicely there. Again, Allorim attaches his ultimate, pulls it in. Fear got Stixxay's ult out right there, so then he's able to go in for the last shot under the turret. Asta barely unable to finish it off and find the last kill, but still, him as well as Allorim with the 1,000 gold bounties on their heads right now. CLG know where their kills should be going, know where they should be aiming, but they aren't able to convert.
All right, well, 7,500 gold. OpTic's gonna feel pretty good going for the stun, but Gate is blocking off a fair bit. They get onto the back line.
Oh,
They got him! They do get the snipe back, though. That is 1,000 gold back towards CLG, but look out of the back line. Another Fear Beyond Death. They're gonna find 3 kills so far for OpTic. They're gonna get a 4th. It's now only PowerOfEvil running for dear life with 4 alive, chasing down the base.
Xerath's got good wave clear, but it's too hard with end game Baron empowered minions and 4 members of OpTic barreling down mid lane.
This is looking absolutely great for one of the new teams. The LCS joined last year, had a weak start to the LCS career, but now 2019 looking quite a bit better. Inhibitor turret's gonna fall, the inhib itself will drop, and it's 20 seconds on most of the respawns. They're going to end the game right now if they can do it. PowerOfEvil has to try to defend, but he's been locked inside the cage, and it's hell in a cell. He's gone already. The turret's gonna fall. The second one gonna drop as well. There is no defense left. OpTic Gaming will start 2019 with a win.
Four members from the Academy team join Crown on stage, and they take down CLG. The smile is there.
Well, maybe the coaches were right. Said, we know we can't play with arrows. Let's bring in Asta. Let's bring in his lane mate. You know what? Let's bring the rest of the squad in for the synergy. And as far as mid-game macro is considered, they did seem to outplay CounterLogic Gaming. A team full of veterans. But some standout performances. Crown coming in from the LCK, 2-1 and 11, a lot of farm. Asta, though, never seen him till this year. Absolutely stellar stuff out of him.
And OpTic indexing so heavily on crowd control. The Camille really big for setting up these plays, and then Crown on the Lissandra. Leona picked up 4 gates. Able to hold people in place and allow Asta to land a lot of these skill shots, get his kills, hit the ultimate through multiple people. So really nice combination there, especially after seeing the Xerath lock in. They knew what they wanted to punish.
Yep.
And it was a successful game plan, well executed.
All right, well, for now, let's send it down to OpTic's and OpTic's jungler for more on that win.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Dardoch, and I don't know if you caught it, but just behind us, you guys did an OpTic Academy chant right behind us. So this roster's move really came as a surprise to most of us. It was super last second, and a lot of people weren't quite sure what to think. So coming into today, what did you think your chances were for pulling off a win?
I thought it would depend on how our rookies played. Well, not rookies, but people who don't normally play in LCS, like our top support in AD. So I thought it was going to hinge a lot, especially on Neo's or Asta's performance. So I thought we had a chance to win, but it would definitely be like circumstantial, right? Because there's like the what if factor of, you know, our nervousness. But yeah, they played like normal and we're really good. So I'm not surprised.
So Zabutin said that the reason that you were subbed in today was because Gate had really good synergy with you. But my question for you is, have you played or experimented enough with the main roster to build up that synergy for the possibility for you to be subbed in there?
No, that was my second game with Crown so far.
That was your second game with Crown so far?
Yeah, I think, well, obviously the rest is our Academy roster and we've been practicing for quite a while, but as far as main team access goes, I am the Academy jungler.
Well, if OpTic Academy could pull this off, I'm really excited to see the main roster. Dardoch, thank you so much. That's it from us here. Back to the State Farm Analyst Desk.
Thank you very much, Ovly. OpTic starting off their season with a victory here. That's going to feel good against CLG, especially considering what we just heard from Dardoch, that this is only his second game with Crown. 4 of the 5 members on the stage there coming from the Academy roster, swapping in, and to still come away with that W's got to feel good.
This is a really weird game coming in because you had kind of been hyping up the CLG roster a certain way. You're talking about the OpTic main roster, and then you have 5 total substitutes in this game between the two teams, and it made it so hard to kind of talk about heading in, like, what are the reasons for these changes? Is it they're getting slammed in scrims?
Right.
Some of it's Visa stuff. You know, it's all over the place.
Right, and the stuff I was looking forward to is, like, one, this is Crown's first time in NA, and I'm actually curious to see, like, how good he was and, like, the champions that they picked. And he picks Lissandra, and then he gets a counter pick matchup, or PowerOfEvil does, where they pick Xerath into Lissandra. And I'm just watching the game, and it's like, this guy's really good.
Yeah, and it was scary too because there was also some out-of-lane counter picks against PoE as well. So obviously the Leona in the bot lane is very effective later in the game, and it's good into the Rakan. So this was a game with a lot of counter picks going both ways, where there's a counter pick lane matchup that should go in PoE's favor, but then he has to worry late game about the Camille and all the engage on the other side of the team.
I actually thought the Xerath was a really weird pick because you look at the team comp, they have Akali, Rakan, Xayah, Sejuani. So with those 4 champions, you're thinking, okay, team fight, we're going in for a fight and we're gonna dive. But then you have a Xerath who doesn't really necessarily follow up that well. They had cool moments where he like ulted on the side for split pushing. But like, if you're gonna pick Xayah, Rakan, Sejuani, you probably want someone like Lissandra, for example, right? Or someone that can like follow up the.
Yeah, I mean, you have like the ult to kind of throw it in over the top, but no one's protecting you.
Right.
So like, if the
so
enemy
then
team,
you're out to dry.
Right. So like, who's easier to dive, an Ezreal or Xerath?
Right.
Like, I would much rather be the team that doesn't have to worry about the Ezreal.
Yeah, very much so. I do want to take a look at that lane phase, though, because as you mentioned, Crown, in a counter matchup, absolutely impressed with his dodging capabilities around Xerath's poke.
Oh, yeah, he was known back in his Victor days for being an absolute mechanical god, and you see it here, and like, this is a problem for CLG's comp, where they pick this counter pick, and like, he just can't hit him with anything.
Right.
And so you're supposed to be pushing him in, you're supposed to be chunking him out of lane, and you're just failing to do that, and you have a CS advantage in the counter pick matchup that then should get outscaled by the engage on the enemy team comp.
Right.
Really,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
It was really funny to watch because like I'm watching the game and it's not necessarily showing the mid lane the entire time, but I'm looking at his health bar to see if it drops, and like I don't see it drop. I see PoE's mana bar drop. I don't see Crown's HP drop. I'm like, wow, this guy's got some juke boots. So then every time it pans to it, I see him dodging something. I'm like, wow.
Yep, that's
I like
confirmation.
This guy. Yeah.
And we saw there in that little team fight clip kind of what we were talking about. Once you get to the mid-game team fight phase, Xerath, I mean, Flash, Zenith Blade, you know, Lissandra coming over a wall. There's
Camille,
just nothing
yeah.
that Xerath can do to get away from that amount of gap closing, and ultimately he fell down to it a few times. Was interesting to see it paired with the Akali for the few times, as you mentioned, that he was able to kind of lend that support in a side lane 1v1, but it wasn't enough to kind of mount any major advantages for the side of CLG.
Yeah, it's just the kind of thing where like the early game part of their game plan didn't work out, so you don't have this great dive comp where Xerath's just sitting in the back line up CS and able to dump his damage in. He's actually on the back foot post 15 minutes.
So what we've established here is the fact that the one starter for OpTic that actually played in this game, Crown, he's superb, at least in his first outing. Now I want to talk about the other 4 members on the Rift for OpTic, as well as Moon, the 1 sub for CLG. Of all of these 5 guys on the Rift, who do we feel was maybe the top performer?
Well, I'm glad to see Moon back on the stage. He used to be one of my teammates, and I love playing with the guy. And watching him this game, he played really well. He's playing versus Dardoch, and you know, he hasn't played on the LCS in quite a while, and he's consistently making good plays. He kept the pressure advantage against Camille when Sejuani doesn't have the pressure early game, but he had the pressure, so that was great. And then as the game was going on, Asta started really like showing up. He's like playing the team fights extremely well, landing his skill shots, and just being where he needs to be. So I'm impressed both of them.
Yeah, I actually think most of the subs looked really good. Dardoch had some pickups in the early game, but kind of turned it around. Allorim died once supporting Dardoch, but then actually got a solo kill on Stixxay at one point and played out some of the side lane stuff decently. So
yeah.
I think, you know, every single sub that came in this game did pretty good.
Yeah, hi. You mentioned that you, of course, have played alongside Moon, but he's a guy who's kind of had a tumultuous career in the LCS, never necessarily being on the top-tier team or ending with a title. And yet he keeps reappearing in the LCS, so clearly there's something there. There's something within this guy. What is it, do you think, that is maybe his greatest attribute? Is it his early game play, his mechanics, his, you know, strategic thinking?
I would say it's so it might be weird to say it, but I don't necessarily think it's something that is in-game, but more of his attitude and how easy it is to work with him.
Okay.
My experience of playing with him was like a really good time. Even when during losses and stuff, he'd always try to keep a cool head, and just working with him was a genuine pleasure, so.
Composure. You got to have composure, and you got to have that right mindset for improvement. We know CLG with Weldon at the helm. I'm sure that the mind game is all in there, you know, what they're considering moving forward. Up next, though, we got Golden Guardians debuting their new squad versus FlyQuest, so we'll see you here after the break.
There are times where you're going to lose 1 million scrims in a row, and you're going to go 2-0 on stage, right? Because if there is one thing I know is stage and scrim, thing in common.
Gate gonna go in and maybe sacrifice himself. He'll try to walk away, but he'll be knocked up. He'll be stunned, and he will certainly fall. CLG, the roam works.
Stixxay!
Ooh, that's not a good spot for him to be in. Gonna jump up to buy a few more seconds, but over the wall is not gonna be enough. He was already chained. Goes into the flash play, but keep in mind, it is a 5v4. A stun comes in for Moon. The ult goes wide for Allorim. PoE goes down, but the re-engages here.
Look at Sage, Urgot. Sage. I flash. Okay, Xayah no flash, to Nash. Okay, nice.
Oh, they got him! They do get the snipe back, though. That is 1,000 gold back towards CLG, but look out of the back line. Another Fear Beyond Death. They're going to find 3 kills so far for OpTic. They're going to get a 4th. It's now only PowerOfEvil running for dear life.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Assist of the Week, presented by State Farm. During the 2018 World Championship, Detonation Focus Me put a ton of pressure on Cloud9 and pushed them all the way to their nexus. Licorice swung behind Detonation Focus Me to catch them off guard and landed a 4-man root. Seizing this opportunity, Cloud9 went all out and tore through Detonation Focus Me, securing the ace and securing a victory.
Sneaky though, he's able to live and take them all